What is going on, guys? Today, somebody sent me a link to this tier maker thing, and I've done a lot of these in the past, and this was one that's pretty interesting. It's kind of weird. It is I guess, top shonen. I think it is because I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's supposed to be because I feel like some are missing. And there's also some in here that I wouldn't really consider top tier, especially when you see where I put some of these. But it's like that, right? I guess the most popular ones may be the one that most people are familiar with. I've only seen about half of them, which is the ones that you can actually see on the screen. But yeah, so we are going to I'm going to rank them based on how much I enjoyed them. I guess not necessarily how well written they are. If I'm more biased towards one just because I enjoy the type of story or whatever, it'll end up being higher. But yeah, basically, it's pretty straightforward, right? If I like it, it's going to go up higher. We have S, A, B, C, butt cheeks, and literal shit. I didn't make these. This is how it came, and I figured I might as well respect whoever created this. Since somebody sent me this, I thought maybe they even made it. So that is what we're going to be doing today. There's like 14 on here that I've seen. So yeah, let's just get right into this shit, I guess. We start off with a real banger. We got Boruto, one of the best shonen of all time. On the real, though, actually, it did come from a pretty good series, Naruto, and it. I have a weird relationship with Boruto because when I first started watching it, I had really low expectations. I thought, well, okay, this is just a huge money grab, like on levels that I've never seen before. And then I wanted to watch it just to see what it was all about. Naruto was the first anime I ever watched. And I started watching it, and I'm like, you know what? This really isn't that bad. I mean, it's definitely watchable. I enjoyed watching it every week. It was something I looked forward to a little bit. And it was all right for a while. And then it started to just kind of get shittier, and there ended up being what I think is filler. If it wasn't filler, then it sure felt like it, which would be even worse if it wasn't, I guess. So it's really taken a turn for the worse, and I don't even really watch it anymore. So I wouldn't say it's literal shit. It's probably butt cheeks is where I'm gonna have to put it. I probably would have put it at like a high C originally, but it's been pretty bad as of late, so I can't unfortunately do any better than that. That is where I have to put Boruto. Weird relationship with Boruto. Okay, Death Note. Not the first anime I've ever seen, but definitely like maybe first 3 or 4 I had seen. I think that's about right. Death Note is just amazing. Keep in mind, I'm going to be ranking it based on anime or manga, whichever of the two I think is better. So, like, for example, the One Piece anime I don't think is nearly as good as the manga, so I will be ranking it based on the manga. Just putting that out there. Okay. Death Note, it's almost flawless. I think it's an easy. It's obviously A tier at least. I don't think it's quite S tier. I don't think it was long enough really to be S tier, which a lot of people say is like the opposite of how it should work. But I don't know. The second half of it I don't think was nearly as good as the first. I think the second half was a lot better than most people do, but it's still I think that the second was not good enough to make the overall series be an S. So I think that A is a high A, to say the least, is a good place to put Death Note. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. This is where people start getting pissed off at me, as per usual. Within about 4 minutes into the video, every time people start getting pissed off at me. Full Metal Alchemist, I just easily put into the A tier. I think that it definitely has earned the A tier, but I wouldn't even. It might even be like the lower end of the A tier. I think it is a fantastic series. I enjoyed it so much, but it seems to me that like one out of every 3 anime watchers thinks that Full Metal Alchemist is the greatest series of all time, and I don't understand that. I think again it was very enjoyable, but that is pretty extreme in my opinion. It just wasn't that good to me. It was awesome, but it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. I don't want to give it, S, which I say is basically flawless, nearly. I think it was great. Not as good as most people do. So go ahead and flame me for that one. That should be interesting. Okay, Gintama. Gintama, I was considering actually like putting it in the I haven't seen it category because I've only seen like 23 episodes, and it's like what 400 episodes long or something. It's pretty ridiculous. But I just started watching it recently, and so I'm kind of still going. I figured it was worth it. I have a general idea of how much I like it. I really enjoy all the characters. I like Gintoki. Kagura is honestly, she could be the best female character in any anime I've ever seen. She is fucking awesome. She's probably the best part of the show for me. We even have a lot of awesome voice actors in it. I see a lot of potential for it. I think it could end up being like A or S tier or something, but I just haven't seen enough, so I'm going to put it in the B tier for now, but I have a feeling if I continue watching, then it'll get really good. So keep that in mind. Okie dokie. Haikyuu is one I actually finished semi-recently, probably 8-ish months ago is when I started watching it and finished it quite quickly. Man, this is a tough one, honestly. It's between the A and the S tier for me. Haikyuu is really good. I just feel like I can't quite give it the S tier if I haven't given it to Death Note, right? Because I think I enjoy Death Note more than I do Haikyuu by very little. But yeah, I guess that's what I'll do. I'll put it in the A tier, right below Death Note. Haikyuu is awesome. If you've not seen it, I highly recommend. It's really hard to believe. When I first found, I heard about it for years. I heard, it's this really popular series and it's awesome. And then when I finally decided maybe I'd give it a try, I'm reading like the synopsis or whatever, and it's about volleyball. And I'm like, well, this is bizarre. I mean, what even is that? What male basketball? I've never even heard of such a thing. How is this such a popular series? And I mean, I decided just to give it a shot, just to see what's going on, figure out why people like it so much. And within like one episode, I was pretty hooked. It's just really well written. It makes you appreciate the sport of volleyball quite a bit. I mean, it really is a lot more exciting than you can imagine. And it has amazing characters, a pretty good storyline. It's just overall really high quality anime. Hunter x Hunter. Oh yeah. Okay, finally we start getting into the S tier easily. No fucking problem. I don't even have to think twice about that one. Hunter x Hunter is basically a flawless series. It has, in my opinion, the best power system in anime. At least it's my favorite. I think it's just super good, super entertaining to watch. I love all of the different abilities we get to see because of it. It's very creative. Togashi gives himself a lot of room for characters to come up with new ways to do shit in combat. It's just, you never know what's going to happen. Whenever there's a new character introduced, you have no idea what kind of abilities they're going to showcase. It's really cool, and it does make sense. It's not like everything's just being pulled out of Togashi's ass. It's really well put together. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I've seen it like 3 times now, and it's like 140 something episodes. So if that doesn't show you how good I think it is, then fuck. Yeah, very good series. I'm sure almost everyone that's watching this video has seen it, but if you haven't, that is one of the best investments of your time you can make. Not the best, but it would be a pretty good investment. I have not read the manga, for the record, just so that's clear. Okay. My Hero. I started watching this right around the time that my channel got started. Actually, I made a My Hero video about 2 years ago now, and it was the first video on my channel that like blew up per se. It just kind of out of nowhere. When I was posting videos at the time, I was getting like, I don't know, maybe 100 views per video, 100, 200, 300 views or something per video. And then this video just got like 10,000 views over 3 or 4 days. And I don't even know if I maybe had like one video that had 1,000 views. So it was just like this crazy thing that was happening at the time. That's like nothing for me now. But at the time, it was this crazy thing. It was really interesting because I was talking about how much I enjoyed the series and why I thought it was special. And I think it is pretty good. It is pretty enjoyable. But when I did catch up, I started reading the manga. And I started reading what is now season 3. And I liked it. I liked season 3 for sure. I think everyone does. Everyone that's seen the anime knows. And then it kept going on, and they introduced the new character Mirio, who I like a lot. But besides that, I didn't really enjoy anything that was going on. I thought that it was pretty lackluster and kind of weird. And then it continued on after that, and it got even stranger. I don't know. I really just fell off of the My Hero manga train. I'm probably going to continue watching the anime, but I became quite disinterested in it. So, yeah. I guess I'll give it a B. I definitely don't think it compares to these three. So, it's definitely not C. And I think I'd put it above Gintama as well. It's definitely not C. B, I think, is a pretty fair place for it. Maybe I'm missing a lot of good shit in the manga right now. I don't know. I don't ever really hear anything about it, though, so I feel like that's not the case. I'll probably continue to watch the anime, so if I ever eventually catch up, maybe I'll have a different opinion. I don't know. Okay. Naruto Shippuden. I really dislike how people separate those two. I'm just gonna, like, put them together, I guess. Like, I'm gonna treat them as one. I don't really see a huge difference in anything, like in terms of the quality, in terms of the direction of the story. Like I mean, Naruto, the manga, is just Naruto. It's 700 chapters. There's a time skip in the middle, but there also isn't One Piece, and there's not like One Piece Shippuden. So I don't even know what to say about that. I think that's really weird. I mean, a lot of, shows have time skips. I don't know why they decided to make like a second series, Naruto Shippuden, after the time skip. I thought that was very strange, so I'm just gonna put them together. Naruto, again, is the first anime I ever watched, and people seem to either absolutely love the show, think it's like the greatest ever, like all of the Naruto YouTubers I feel like are that way, and that's all right. I think that's okay. Or they think that it's not like it's shitty, it's just that it's kind of childish, and I can see why you would have that feeling, but I think it's kind of a shallow way of looking at it. I mean, really, I think what that amounts to is just seeing that a lot of us watch that as kids, but I don't think that makes it a kids show at all. I think it actually has some pretty dark themes, which is one of the reasons I think it's a lot better than those people do. I don't think it's the greatest thing ever. And maybe I'm even a little biased because, again, it is the first series that I ever picked up. But I think that it's actually really good. I think it is in the A tier. I think that is a pretty reasonable place to put it. I've considered rewatching it multiple times. It's just that it's so long. I don't know if I really want to. And I have to admit that the last, 100 episodes were kind of fucking ridiculous. I mean, to put it mildly. It was quite a thing that happened, so that was definitely a turnoff. Yeah, it's really riddled with filler, but I don't really take that into account. I don't watch filler. I just skip it, so I'm really talking about just what's canon. I think it's A tier. I think it is worse than Haikyuu, maybe by a little bit, and better than Fullmetal Alchemist. So I enjoyed Naruto quite a bit. I thought that the power system, again, was also quite good. It wasn't really that unique, but I thought it was very good. It was very entertaining, and come on, who doesn't like the whole ninja thing? Like, who hasn't tried to make hand signs when they were kids and stuff like that? It's just, it has an awesome feel that I feel like a lot of anime don't have to quite an extent, so I think A tier is a pretty good spot for it. Okie dokie, we got 5 left here, so here we go, boys. If you've been following my videos at all, you know that this is happening. I mean, this is, as far as anime goes, in my opinion, what is going on here? As far as anime goes, I think Attack on Titan is the king. Maybe there's something I haven't seen that I think is better, but a lot of people gave me shit for this, and then Season 3 came out just recently, and now everyone's like, well, yeah, of course, it's like one of the best series ever. It's just so good, and I don't even know what to say. I mean, Season 1 and 2, I think were nearly as good as Season 3, but for some reason, Season 3 just made people lose their minds. It's doing amazing on my anime list now. But yeah, this series is my favorite anime of all time. It's not going to be number 1 on this list. It's going to end up being number 2 because a particular manga is actually my favorite ever. But it is so good. A lot of people like to say that the characters aren't that special. I think that is complete bullshit. Some of the characters are actually the best I've ever seen. I mean, such as Erwin, Reiner, Levi, especially when you consider the dynamic between Erwin and Levi. It is such an amazing series. The characters are supposed to be the weakest part, and I think they're great. Then you have the plot, and the plot is like nothing I've ever seen before. The way that particular things happen, I don't want to spoil anything for someone who hasn't seen this, because if there's any series that you don't want spoiled, this is the one, because of the way that the plot points are tackled. It's like One Piece. Okay, I mean, of course, I hate getting spoiled at all. I think it's just the worst thing ever. But that would be like an ideal one to be spoiled for, because it's just so long. It's, I mean, pretty typical shonen as far as like the power scaling goes, and you can kind of predict what people are going to be relevant at what points and whatnot. There are a lot of twists and turns, but generally speaking, I think that would be an ideal one. Where Attack on Titan, I don't even know how to describe it. If you have not caught up to this anime, this is my number one recommendation. Catch up with it. It's only like 59 episodes right now, I believe. 59 episodes, and the final season is coming out next year. I think it is 2020 fall, I believe. It's the final season. So that's the one. That is the one you have to watch. I'm telling you, if you've not seen it, it's amazing. Trust me. Fucking watch it. Okay. With that being said, now we have 7 Deadly Sins. I'm gonna put this. Oof. Okay, it's in the B tier. Is it above or below My Hero? I think it's above for me personally. I enjoy this series a lot. It has a lot of problems. It has a lot of plot holes and inconsistencies, but it's just super enjoyable for me. I love all of the characters. I think it has one of the strongest casts I've ever seen. It's really, really entertaining to watch, basically. If you want to be really analytical and just criticize a series, you probably can quite easily with this one. But for some reason, I'm just able to sit back and enjoy it quite a bit. I don't really have anything of substance to justify my reasoning there, but all I know is I enjoy it quite a bit. Not as much as the ones in the A tier, but it's definitely at the top of the B tier, in my opinion. Okay, then number 1 on the list, the One Piece manga. If I was talking about just the anime, I'd probably put it in the B tier, honestly. It's just so bad what Toei does to One Piece. It's really, I can't watch it. I've tried. I originally did watch, but then once I started reading the manga, when I went back to try and watch parts of the anime, I just couldn't do it. It was so bad. But no, we're talking about the manga here. And of course, you know, my whole channel is basically about One Piece. I do talk about other anime in situations like this, but it's mainly a One Piece channel. It is my favorite series of all time. I enjoy it quite a bit, obviously. I love all of the characters in the series. They are super good. The artwork is fantastic. I think that Oda has the best art that I've ever seen in this long of a series. I have seen some crazy stuff, but as far as the amount of actual content that this guy pumps out, I think the artwork is on a different level. I don't know how he's able to do it. It's just a really good series overall. It's super long, and that isn't a bad thing in my opinion. I think it just gives you more room to make like a grand story, which is the kind of thing that I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, everyone here's seen One Piece. I don't really need to explain. I'm not going to advertise why to watch One Piece. I think everyone understands, and everyone knew this was going to be my top one. So, okay, One Punch Man. We've got 2 left here. One Punch Man. One Punch Man is super good. Super good. Oh, jeez. What am I going to do here? It's definitely A tier. I wouldn't call it quite S tier because I don't... Yeah, I think this is about right. I think this makes sense. What? Right there. Okay. I think it's better than Full Metal Alchemist and Naruto. And it's probably really close to Haikyuu. But it isn't quite as long. I have not seen season 2 because I heard such bad things about it, and I kind of just want to have the first season of One Punch Man, like, just be good in my memory. I don't want anything to be tarnished. And it kind of like seemed like it could have been the end of the series with the final boss of it supposed to be the most powerful guy. I don't know. It seemed like it could have been the ending. So I'm kind of good with that. It's not long enough, in my opinion, to beat Haikyuu. Haikyuu has like almost 50 episodes or something, so it has a lot more to work with there. But One Punch Man, every episode was just pure fire. The comedy was insane. The animation was insane. It was awesome. I enjoyed it so much. I actually probably like first 5 or 6 anime I watched, which is really weird because it's kind of new. But yeah, that is a really good series. I highly recommend that. Okay. And The Promised Neverland. Wow, we didn't have any sea or literal shit tier. That's too bad, but I mean, these are all like pretty good. So, Promised Neverland. Okay, that's going to be another A tier for sure. But the question is where. That actually is probably a pretty good place right there on the end. When I was watching it at the time, I wouldn't even be surprised if I would have been like, yeah, it's S tier. It's fucking S tier. But since I've had time to let it all soak in and whatnot, I'm over the initial awesomeness of it. I think it's, the bottom of the A tier is a pretty good place for it. It is really short. Oh, it's going to continue. I tried reading the manga. I got like 3 chapters and I got kind of bored. But the first 2 episodes are a little slow. And then from there on, it's just like each fucking episode was so exciting. There was so many interesting things to watch the 3 main characters have to figure out and deal with. I really don't want to spoil anything, but when the big thing happens in episode 5, it was just so legendary. I didn't expect it, and the conversation that was had between those two was legendary. I've seen that conversation now probably 100 times. I've probably rewatched that scene about 100 times. It was just awesome. And then the amount they were able to accomplish with 12 episodes, I was quite impressed with. The ending, the final episode, the final 2 episodes really were crazy. I'm really excited to see where it's going to go, but for now, again, I'm over the initial hype. I probably would have put it like over Haikyuu or something if I had made this list like right after I finished watching the series because I was so hype about it. But yeah, I think bottom of the A tier is pretty good. I don't think it's better than Full Metal Alchemist. So yeah, that is the list. All of this shit down here I've not seen. A lot of that's probably really weird. I mean, we got Dragon Ball, we got Bleach. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, probably. What is this? Like, what's going on here? I've never even seen that one. But yeah, that is my list. Got a lot of A tier, a few S tier, a few B, and one butt cheeks tier. So pretty good, not too bad. This video ended up being really long, interestingly enough. I didn't actually expect that, but that's all right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought. Make sure that you get some good flaming action in there. I want to hear why you guys are pissed at me for, let's see, what did I do this? Oh, Full Metal Alchemist, that's probably got to be a bit. Everything else I feel like is pretty tame. Maybe 7 Deadly Sins is a little too high for most people. Maybe Gintama's a little bit low, but I haven't really seen any Gintama. So I need to catch up on that one. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And that all being said, I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day. And I'll talk to you on Friday.